Financial stress is one of the most relentless storms we face in modern life. Whether it's mounting debt, the unpredictability of markets, social pressure to keep up, or the gnawing fear of not being enough, these pressures don't just strain our wallets. They fracture our mental health, fray relationships, and steal our peace. Yet, amid this chaos, there lies a battle-tested wisdom that has helped people for over 2,000 years: Stoicism. Far from a detached philosophy, Stoicism offers a powerful toolkit to build unshakable inner strength, turning financial crises from paralyzing disasters into manageable challenges. In this guide, you'll discover 7+ Stoic treasures, principles, and practices to not only survive financial storms but navigate them with calm clarity and serene resilience. Treasure 1. The Dichotomy of Control. Channel your energy wisely. At the very core of Stoic philosophy lies the profound and transformative principle known as the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, one of Stoicism's greatest teachers, distilled human experience into this essential insight. There are things that are up to us, and there are things that are not up to us. This statement is deceptively simple, yet it forms the backbone of Stoic practice, especially when confronting financial stress. It demands that we rigorously differentiate between what lies within our power, our thoughts, beliefs, judgments, and actions, and what lies beyond it, the economy, other people's decisions, market fluctuations, inflation, and countless external events. The challenge for most people facing financial difficulties is that they expend enormous mental and emotional energy worrying about those uncontrollable external factors. Perhaps you find yourself obsessing over the unpredictable swings of the stock market, the looming threat of job loss, or the relentless pressure to maintain appearances in a consumer-driven world. These worries are understandable, but from a Stoic perspective, they are a misuse of your precious energy and attention. As Epictetus warned, to fixate on what is outside your control is to surrender your peace and agency. Instead, the Stoics urge us to turn our focus inward, to concentrate entirely on what is within our grasp. This means investing in your own responses and actions. Consider the ways you can actively influence your financial situation, creating a practical and honest budget, building or replenishing an emergency fund, cutting discretionary spending, pursuing new skills that improve your employability, or exploring alternative income streams. These are not mere reactive moves, but deliberate, empowering steps that affirm your capacity to act wisely despite external turmoil. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, embodied this mindset even amid the chaos of ruling an empire beset by war, plague, and political unrest. His meditations repeatedly remind himself to focus on what is in your power and do it with seriousness and care. He understood that peace does not come from trying to control the uncontrollable, but from mastering your inner responses. This discipline turns anxiety into action and helplessness into purposeful effort. Applying the dichotomy of control to financial stress has profound benefits. It dismantles the paralyzing illusion that you must control the uncontrollable and replaces it with a liberating focus on your choices. You become less reactive to market downturns or social comparisons, less overwhelmed by the fear of the unknown, and more engaged with constructive behavior. This shift cultivates a sense of agency and confidence, which are critical for enduring financial hardship without losing your mental equilibrium. Moreover, this Stoic treasure encourages you to accept external events as they come, without resistance or complaint, because resistance only fuels suffering. When a paycheck is delayed, a stock tanks, or a debt deadline looms, acknowledging these realities without emotional overreaction preserves your clarity and composure. Your energy is freed up to plan, adapt, and respond effectively. In essence, the dichotomy of control reframes financial crises from chaotic storms into challenges that can be met with rationality and courage. It helps you build an inner fortress of calm amid external unpredictability. This practice, cultivated over time, transforms not only your relationship to money, but to life itself. By mastering what you can control, you walk through financial storms with steady footing, unshaken by forces beyond your reach. This is your first Stoic treasure, a timeless, battle-tested mindset that empowers you to reclaim your peace, focus your effort, and face financial adversity not as a victim but as a resilient agent of your own well-being. Treasure 2. Premeditatio Malorum. Prepare for the storm, weather it with grace. Another cornerstone of Stoic practice, Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils, is a mental exercise that trains the mind to anticipate adversity rather than fear it. While modern self-help often emphasizes positive thinking and affirmations, the Stoics took a radically different approach. They advised us to calmly and systematically imagine what could go wrong, not to wallow in negativity, but to build psychological preparedness, inner calm, and strategic foresight. Seneca put it bluntly, "He robs present ills of their power, who has perceived their coming beforehand." This is not a call to pessimism, but to practical wisdom. Financial hardship, whether through job loss, sudden medical bills, market collapse, or a failed investment, is not a remote possibility. It is a part of life's fabric. The Stoic doesn't shrink from this truth. He confronts it head-on, and in doing so, removes its sting. In practice, Premeditatio Malorum involves envisioning specific worst-case financial scenarios, not in a vague or abstract way, but concretely and in detail. For instance, ask yourself, what if I lost my primary income tomorrow? What if I had to move out of my current home? What if my savings were depleted due to an emergency? As these scenarios unfold in your mind, the goal is not to panic, but to reflect, prepare, and inoculate yourself against the shock of the unexpected. This exercise serves two purposes. First, it allows you to mentally rehearse hardship. Just as athletes train under stress so they can perform under pressure, Stoics simulate adversity in the mind to build resilience. When real hardship comes, it does not strike with the same psychological violence. You've already seen its face. Second, it prompts practical preparation, reassessing your financial safety nets, identifying backup plans, or strengthening relationships and resources that can support you in times of need. Let's say you realize that losing your job would leave you with only 2 months of rent. This insight doesn't need to paralyze you. It can galvanize you into building a buffer, reducing non-essential spending, or exploring freelance work on the side. Rather than pretending that disaster won't happen, you become proactive in mitigating its impact. In this way, fear is converted into action, and dread becomes discipline. Importantly, the Stoics didn't believe that visualizing misfortune would make life grim. On the contrary, they believed it enhanced appreciation for the present. Once you've contemplated losing your home, your job, or your lifestyle, you begin to see those things with fresh eyes, as blessings, not entitlements. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that everything he had could be taken away at any moment, and this awareness made him more present, more grateful, more alive. Applied to your financial life, Premeditatio Malorum frees you from the illusion of permanence. It trains you to let go of the brittle comfort of wishful thinking and replace it with durable resilience. You stop being surprised by hardship and start being ready for it. And in that readiness, a strange peace takes root. You no longer live in fear of the storm, because you have already walked through it in your mind. You've rehearsed your strength, your courage, your adaptability. This is the second Stoic treasure, the disciplined art of anticipating adversity, not to suffer it twice, but to suffer it less, to see clearly what could go wrong, and in that clarity, to build both mental armor and practical strategy. Premeditatio Malorum doesn't eliminate misfortune, but it ensures that when misfortune comes, it finds you ready. Treasure 3. Cognitive reframing. Turn setbacks into lessons, adversity into opportunity. Imagine losing a large sum of money on an investment, or being forced to downsize your lifestyle after a layoff. Most people would respond with despair, shame, or self-blame. But to a Stoic, the question is not, why did this happen to me? But what does this event mean, and what can I learn from it? This radical shift in interpretation, this mental reframe, is what gives Stoicism its transformative power. Epictetus, the former slave turned philosopher, taught, "Men are not disturbed by things, but by the views which they take of them." This single insight dismantles the idea that external events, in and of themselves, dictate our emotional state. It's not the loss of a job that ruins a person. It's the belief that this loss defines them, that they're doomed, or that they have no options left. The Stoic practice of cognitive reframing challenges these destructive narratives and replaces them with interpretations rooted in growth, virtue, and realism. Let's say you've fallen into debt due to past financial misjudgments. A Stoic approach would be to see this not as a mark of failure, but as a valuable and perhaps expensive education. Seneca himself once remarked, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." The debt becomes a lesson in responsibility, budgeting, or humility. It's not something to be ashamed of, but a trial through which you can forge better habits, deeper discipline, and wiser priorities. This reframing doesn't mean you deny reality or sugarcoat hardship. Rather, it means you choose the most empowering interpretation of a situation. Suppose you're forced to give up luxuries you once enjoyed. A Stoic might see this not as deprivation, but as an invitation to embrace voluntary simplicity, a return to appreciating what truly matters. Or perhaps, your financial setback forces you to move in with family or seek help. That too becomes an opportunity to practice humility, strengthen bonds, and reevaluate what independence really means. Marcus Aurelius offers an elegant metaphor in Meditations. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is one of the most Stoic ideas of all, that every obstacle contains the seed of progress if you have the courage to look for it. Financial adversity is not just a detour, it can become your path. If you reframe it wisely, it can deepen your character, refine your judgment, and increase your appreciation for things that money can't buy. From a psychological perspective, cognitive reframing interrupts the anxiety loop. When you're financially stressed, your brain naturally looks for threats, amplifying negative outcomes and triggering emotions like fear, guilt, and anger. The Stoic response short-circuits this spiral. Instead of asking, "Whoa, what if everything goes wrong?" you begin asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger, more just, more self-aware from this?" And here's where Stoicism diverges from toxic positivity. It doesn't deny pain. It simply insists that you are bigger than your pain, that you are not defined by loss or hardship, but by how you respond to it. When you practice reframing, you're not pretending things are better than they are. You're recognizing that your interpretation is the final word, not the event itself. This third treasure, then, is about reclaiming the narrative of your financial life. You may not control what happens, but you absolutely control what it means. A setback becomes feedback. A failure becomes instruction. A storm becomes a forge. Through cognitive reframing, the Stoic transforms adversity into an ally and hardship into a hidden form of wealth. And in doing so, they remain not only unbroken, but quietly, unmistakably empowered. Treasure 4. Mindfulness and Prosochē. Break the anxiety loop. In today's hyper-distracted world, financial stress doesn't just visit. It lingers. It loops. One worry sparks another. What if I can't make rent? What if I lose my job? What if this debt ruins my future? These anxious thoughts spiral, often disconnected from immediate reality, feeding on worst-case scenarios and robbing us of peace. For the Stoics, this state of mental chaos would be a sign of misdirected attention, a soul not rooted in the present. Enter Prosochē, a central Stoic practice often translated as attention or mindful vigilance. Unlike modern mindfulness, which is sometimes associated with passive observation, Prosochē is active and ethical. It's the disciplined art of being fully present and constantly aware of what's under your control, your thoughts, actions, and judgments. It demands that you notice your internal state, examine your beliefs, and bring your focus back to reason whenever it begins to drift. Epictetus was adamant. If you want to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. Don't wish to seem knowledgeable. In other words, don't scatter your attention on things that don't matter, or worse, that lie outside your control. This includes obsessing over market fluctuations, panicking about economic forecasts, or comparing your life to curated images on social media. Imagine this. You're staring at your bank balance and anxiety rises. The mind jumps from the present moment into a narrative about future failure. I'll never recover. I've made too many mistakes. I'm not good with money. Stoicism teaches us to pause, breathe, observe this mental chatter, not as truth, but as interpretation. Then you ask the crucial Stoic question, what is in my power right now? That might be checking your expenses, revising your budget, reaching out for support, or simply calming your breathing. Marcus Aurelius practiced this mental discipline relentlessly. In Meditations, he writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." He often reminded himself to return to logos, rational thought, when emotions threaten to take over. His journals are full of moments where he brings his attention back from fear and into the now, asking, what can I do, rightly, justly, at this moment? Prosochē trains us to recognize mental scripts before they become suffering. It stops us from living in imagined futures or mourning past mistakes. Financial stress thrives in those temporal illusions. where anxiety projects doom and guilt plays a broken record. But if we can stay with what is, we realize that most problems are solvable, or at least endurable, when approached one decision at a time from a place of calm awareness. Practically, this means developing rituals that anchor you, starting the day with reflection, taking moments of silence before reacting to news, journaling thoughts to clarify them, or asking guiding questions like, is this thought helping or harming me? Is it based on fact or fear? Even more, Prosochē invites ethical clarity. You don't just pay attention. You examine whether your thoughts are aligned with virtue. Are you catastrophizing or being courageous? Are you drifting into envy or practicing gratitude? Are you over-identifying with wealth as your worth, or remembering that virtue is your true asset? Financial clarity arises from mental clarity, and mental clarity begins with attention, sharp, consistent, morally attuned attention. Prosochē, when practiced deeply, this form of mindfulness breaks the loop of anxiety not through denial, but through presence and power. It calls you back from imagined catastrophes to grounded reality. It reclaims your focus from 1,000 distractions to the single step you can take now, and it reminds you that serenity is not something you wait for at the end of your financial struggle. It is something you cultivate within it. Treasure 5. Gratitude and voluntary simplicity. Find abundance within. In a culture addicted to consumption, financial stress is not just about having too little. Often, it stems from wanting too much. The Stoics saw this clearly over $2,000 years ago. For them, poverty was not the absence of money, but the unquenchable desire for more. And wealth? It was not a number in the bank, but a state of mind. Seneca, one of Rome's richest men and also one of its most devoted Stoics, wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This principle strikes at the heart of our modern dilemma. No matter how much we earn or accumulate, if our desires are unchecked, we will always feel like we're drowning. Gratitude and simplicity are the Stoic antidotes, powerful treasures that reframe our relationship with money, status, and possessions. Gratitude in the Stoic tradition is not a feel-good sentiment. It is a discipline, an intellectual and moral act of recognizing the value in what you already have. Epictetus told his students to focus on what is given, not what is lacking. You may not have a fortune, but you might have your health, your DWE. Find your relationships, your skills, and above all, your ability to choose virtue. This is the essence of abundance, seeing the richness in the present. Every day, especially in times of financial hardship, you can practice Stoic gratitude by taking a brief inventory of what is still yours, not externally, but internally. Ask, what do I possess that no crisis can take from me? Integrity, courage, the ability to learn, the freedom to act justly today. In these, the Stoics argued, you are already rich. The second part of this treasure is voluntary simplicity, the conscious choice to live with less, not out of lack, but out of wisdom. The Stoics believed that desiring less leads to greater peace than possessing more. Seneca famously practiced poverty days where he would dress plainly, eat the simplest food, and sleep on the floor, not to punish himself, but to remind his mind, is this what I fear? In doing so, he stripped wealth of its power over him. This practice is transformational. By intentionally choosing simplicity, cutting unnecessary expenses, resisting status-driven purchases, prioritizing needs over wants, You reverse the emotional trap of consumerism. Instead of chasing the next upgrade, you learn to savor what already is. You realize that happiness doesn't scale with income after a certain point. It scales with clarity, purpose, and restraint. Modern research even backs this up. Those who regularly practice gratitude report better mental health and resilience. Those who simplify their lifestyles report less anxiety, less decision fatigue, and greater satisfaction. The Stoics didn't need neuroscience to tell them this. They lived it. In the context of financial stress, this treasure offers immediate relief. You don't have to wait for a raise to feel better. You don't have to hit a savings goal to feel secure. You can start now by appreciating what serves your well-being and discarding what doesn't. You simplify not just your budget, but your desires. Gratitude and simplicity together form a kind of spiritual wealth. They protect you from the fear of losing what you have and the pressure to acquire what you don't need. They bring you back to what truly matters: a well-lived life, defined not by consumption, but by character, clarity, and calm. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. This treasure, finding abundance within, may not make you financially rich overnight, but it will make you free. And, in a storm, inner freedom is the rarest and most precious wealth of all. Treasure 6. Virtue is the sole good. Recalibrate your life's compass. When everything feels like it's falling apart, when bills pile up, jobs disappear, and financial uncertainty weighs heavily on your chest, it's natural to feel lost. Many people panic because they've built their sense of self on things that money can buy. But the Stoics would say, you're not falling apart, you're just measuring your life by the wrong standards. According to Stoic philosophy, the only true good in life is virtue. Not money, not fame, not even comfort. Just virtue, living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Everything else is what they call a preferred indifferent. That means we can prefer wealth, health, or success, but we should never depend on them for peace or happiness. Because anything the world can give you, the world can also take away. But your character? That's yours to build, protect, and express, no matter what your bank account says. Let's break this down a little deeper. Wisdom is your ability to see clearly. To ask, what really matters right now? And what's within my control? Wisdom helps you avoid impulsive spending, financial denial, or panic-driven choices. It guides you to stay calm, think long-term, and act with reason. Courage is facing hard truths. Maybe it's admitting you're in debt. Maybe it's accepting that your lifestyle has to change. Courage means doing the right thing even when it's scary, uncomfortable, or exhausting. It's about showing up, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Justice is about fairness, to others and to yourself. It's keeping your word, even when it's hard. It's communicating honestly with your family about your financial reality. It's doing your job well, even under pressure. Justice brings integrity, and integrity builds self-respect. Temperance is self-restraint. It's knowing when enough is enough. It's resisting the urge to soothe your stress by buying something you don't need. It's choosing simplicity over status. When you practice temperance, you free yourself from the endless craving for more. Now imagine this. Your income drops, your expenses rise, but you still make decisions with wisdom. You still face your situation with courage. You still treat others with justice. And you still practice self-control. That's what it means to live virtuously. That's what Stoics consider a successful life. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." And Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that happiness comes from doing what's essential, not what's impressive. So ask yourself this: am I trying to feel better by chasing more money? Or am I trying to build real peace by living better? When you let virtue be your guide, financial storms stop being personal attacks. They become training grounds. You realize, I'm not just surviving this. I'm growing stronger. I'm sharpening my character. I'm becoming someone who can weather any storm, not just this one. And that's the Stoic treasure, a kind of wealth no crisis can steal from you. Treasure 7. Amor Fati. Love your fate, even the financial storms. When financial hardship hits, when your savings evaporate, a business fails, or an unexpected expense throws your life off course, the common instinct is to resist. To ask, why is this happening to me? To wish the situation away, to curse your bad luck, or to dwell on what should have been. But Stoicism offers a radical and deeply powerful alternative. Amor Fati. To not just accept your fate, but to love. The phrase Amor Fati comes from Latin. It means love of fate. It's one of the most profound ideas in Stoic thought. The Stoics taught that life does not guarantee ease or fairness, but it does give us the freedom to choose our response. And the highest response, the most freeing one, is not bitter resignation, but active embrace. Epictetus, born into slavery and later crippled, said this: "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it does. Then you will be happy." In practical terms, this means when a financial crisis strikes, you don't waste energy wishing reality were different. You meet it head on. You say, "This is what life has given me now. This is my training ground. How will I respond?" This isn't about being passive or giving up. It's the opposite. Amor Fati doesn't mean you don't try to fix the problem. It means you stop fighting the fact that the problem exists. That shift changes everything. It frees your energy. It clears your mind. And it allows you to focus on solutions, not suffering. Think of it like this. A sailor doesn't curse the wind. He adjusts his sails. A Stoic doesn't curse fate. He works with it, uses it, grows through it. Imagine you're in serious debt. Amor Fati means not wasting time on blame or regret. It means saying, "This is the reality. Let me face it with courage. Let me pay what I can. Let me learn from this. Let me use it to become wiser." Or maybe you lost your job. Amor Fati means, "This is my path now. Let me use this time to reevaluate, to grow new skills, to discover what matters most. This hardship will not break me. It will shape me." The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, facing constant wars, political pressure, and personal loss, wrote this to himself: "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." In other words, everything life throws at you, especially the hard things, can become fuel for your inner fire. This is the essence of Amor Fati. It transforms victimhood into power. It turns frustration into purpose. It's not about liking the pain. It's about loving the process of becoming stronger because of it. So next time life hits you with a financial storm, try this. Instead of saying, "Why me?" say, "Why not me?" Say, "This too belongs to my story. This too will teach me. I will face it fully and I will grow." In that moment, You stop being at war with reality. And when you stop fighting what is, you finally start building what can be. That's the Stoic way. That's Amor Fati. And that is true freedom. Financial stress can feel overwhelming, like a storm that hits without warning. It shakes your confidence and clouds your thinking. But Stoicism offers a different way. Instead of trying to control the chaos around you, it teaches you to control your response. True strength doesn't come from perfect conditions. It comes from a steady mind and a strong character. We've explored 7 Stoic treasures. Focus on what you can control. Mentally prepare for hardship. Reframe setbacks as lessons. Stay present through mindful attention. Practice gratitude and live simply. Measure success by your virtues, not your bank account. And most of all, embrace whatever life brings, not with resistance but with acceptance and courage. These are not just ideas. They are tools. You can use them right now, even if nothing else changes. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So ask yourself, which of these treasures will you practice today? Because peace isn't found after the storm passes. It's built within you while the storm still rages. And that kind of peace, no crisis can take away.